They told us gig work meant freedom. Work when you want. Be your own boss. Escape the 9 to 5. But what if the gig economy did not actually free workers? What if it quietly trapped them inside a system that looks flexible on the surface but feels impossible to escape once you are inside? Every time you open your phone to order food, request a ride, or book a delivery, there is a real human behind that screen driving, waiting, lifting, rushing, and often barely earning enough to survive. Gig platforms promised independence, but for millions of workers, they delivered unstable income, constant pressure, and deep financial anxiety. And the longer someone stays inside this system, the harder it becomes to leave. Most gig workers do not realize how much control these apps truly have over their lives. On paper, workers choose when to log in and log out, but in reality, algorithms decide who gets the best orders, who receives surge pricing, and who gets pushed to the bottom of the queue. Decline too many deliveries and your account loses priority. Let your rating slip slightly and the best-paying jobs disappear. Log off too often and the algorithm quietly reduces your visibility. So while flexibility technically exists, financially workers are forced to chase peak hours, bonus windows, and incentive periods. The app becomes an invisible boss, dictating when you must work, how long you must stay online, and how much rest you can afford. And then there is the illusion of high pay. On paper, $20 to $30 an hour sounds attractive, but once expenses are factored in, the numbers collapse. Gas, maintenance, repairs, insurance, depreciation, phone bills, and taxes all eat away at earnings. What looked like a decent income quickly shrinks into something closer to minimum wage, sometimes even less. Many workers only realize this after months of grinding, when their vehicles break down, their savings disappear, and exhaustion sets in. And unlike traditional jobs, when demand slows, income does not dip. It vanishes completely. No shifts, no stability, no safety net. Meanwhile, the platforms themselves quietly build billion-dollar empires. Companies like Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, and Instacart do not own cars, do not hire employees, and do not provide healthcare, paid leave, or retirement benefits, yet they collect service fees, platform fees, data profits, and algorithmic leverage from every transaction. They shifted nearly all financial risk onto workers while capturing nearly all long-term value. They did not remove the middleman. They became the most powerful middleman the labor market has ever seen. And over time, gig work begins to reshape how people think about money, time, and self-worth. When income becomes unpredictable, the brain stays locked in survival mode. Workers chase bonuses, extend shifts, skip meals, and sacrifice rest just to stay afloat. Days blur together. Burnout becomes normal. Many drivers find themselves working 10 to 12 hours a day, 6 or 7 days a week, not to get ahead, but simply to avoid falling behind. The hustle never ends, because stopping feels dangerous. Now, artificial intelligence is making gig work even more unstable. Automation is replacing parts of delivery, logistics, customer service, and retail. Self-driving technology, robotic couriers, automated warehouses, and AI-powered routing systems are slowly reducing the need for human labor. Each improvement increases efficiency while shrinking job security. Gig work was sold as the future of employment, but it may only be a temporary bridge to widespread workforce displacement. So why does gig work keep growing if it is so exhausting and fragile? Because for millions of people, it is not a choice. It is survival. Students trying to afford tuition, immigrants building new lives, parents juggling childcare, workers laid off from traditional jobs, people buried in debt. Gig platforms offer immediate cash, and in an economy where everything feels more expensive every year, speed matters more than sustainability. When rent is due and groceries cost more every month, long-term planning becomes a luxury. Gig work did not fail because people are lazy or unmotivated. It failed because modern systems reward efficiency over humanity. As long as profits come before protections, workers will continue absorbing risk while corporations harvest stability. The real question is not whether gig work is good or bad. The real question is whether survival itself should depend on an algorithm deciding who deserves to earn. If this changed how you see gig work, Consider subscribing for more videos that uncover the hidden forces shaping our financial lives. And if you or someone you know has worked in the gig economy, share your experience in the comments.